how to make him miss you badly. In this video, I'm going to be talking about ways that you can make him miss you badly. A healthy amount of missing you can really be great for a relationship. It can stoke that desire and that fire for each other. I'm Kevin Anthony from Magnetize Your Man, and I am a certified sexologist, NLP practitioner, and sex, love, and relationship coach. And for over 10 years, I have been helping men, women, and couples have the relationship of their dreams and the best sex of their lives. Okay, let's dive right in with number one, the first way that you can make him miss you badly. And that is to give him space to do his own thing. So that might be, working on his own project. That might be, going to the gym, or that might be some guy time, maybe taking a day or a weekend with the boys. So if you're always together, which is not a bad thing, by the way, at all. But you can't create a missing you if you're always there, right? And so one of the things that, you will hear men say is like, she kind of crowds me and I don't have the space, and I want to, go out with the guys from time to time, or I want to, go for the mountain bike ride or watch the football game, but she really doesn't want me to go do things like that. If you actually allow him to go do those things, you will create that sense of missing. I know that was always true for me. I wanted to go do, my own things. And every single time that I did, I would be out doing it and having fun and always thinking, I miss her and I can't wait to get back to her. Okay, the second way to make him miss you badly is kind of the opposite of that. So it may not always be possible for you to do this at the same time as number one, but maybe alternate. And that is to go out and do things with your girlfriends. Every healthy relationship has friends, whether they're male, female, family members, whatever, people outside of the relationship that you can spend time with. It's a super healthy thing to do. And I know every relationship that I was ever in where my partner really didn't have anybody else in their life but me, it turned out to not be the healthiest relationship. The healthiest ones were always ones where my woman also had, at least one or two close girlfriends or family, sisters, brothers, mom, dad, somebody that they spent time with, somebody that they could do things with outside the context of the relationship. So just like number one, where he gets to go out and do his own thing and then miss you and want to return, in this case, you get to go out, do your own thing, and while you're gone, he will be missing you. All right, the third way to make him miss you badly is to flirt with him while you are apart. So you can do this with text messages. You can do this with voice messages. You can do this with sexy photos. It doesn't really matter, which method you choose. But, let's say he's out for the weekend, fishing with the boys. And you send him maybe, it doesn't have to be anything graphic, but maybe just a picture of, your neck and maybe going down towards your breast a little bit, or maybe giving him a certain look that you give him and he knows what that look means, or something like that, just as a little flirt, or maybe a little, message about something, which we'll get into in a moment. But the idea is flirt with him a little bit and have him flirt with you as well, back and forth while you are apart, because that's going to create more desire. That's going to stoke that constant state of arousal that you hear me talk about all the time. And when that's going, it's going to magnetically pull you back together, which is exactly what you want. All right, the fourth way I kind of already talked about. So in the third one, it was flirting with him with text messages or voice clips. And the fourth one, which I also kind of mentioned in there, is to send sexy pictures. Now, they could be sexy and graphic if you are okay doing that, and if that is something that you two regularly do. If not, they don't have to be graphic at all. Some of the sexiest photos I've ever gotten from a woman had no genitals or boobs in them whatsoever. They could just be other parts of the body. This area of the neck here, or the hair going across your face, or, there's so many different ways. It could be a part of your body, but with clothes on. There are so many ways that you can take sort of fun, flirtatious, sensual, or even sexy photos that you could send to us while we're gone that will absolutely stoke our fire and make us go, damn, I wish I was back there. Okay, the number 5 way to make him miss you badly is to tell him all the things that you want him to do to you when you see each other again. Now, notice the way I phrased that. I said the things that you want him to do to you. That is creating that masculine-feminine polarity again. So that's not saying, I can't wait to get you when you get back here and I'm going to rip your clothes off and blah, blah, blah. That could be okay, potentially, depending on the way that you phrase it. But in general, it's like, I wish you were here to do this to me. Or when you come home, I can't wait for you to do this to me, right? That is a very sort of soft feminine receiving. It's also a great way for you to ask for what you want, right? So that is a super fun way to sort of flirt while you're apart and really create that magnetism. I'm telling you, if you get the phrases right, he'll be over there going, I cannot wait to see her again and do all those things that she just said. All right, the 6th way to make him miss you badly. There's a new technology, of course, these days that has changed this, but it's phone sex. Phone sex or video call sex. Doesn't necessarily have to show anything graphic on the video call, but if you don't live together and you're apart, maybe you live in different towns, whatever it is, you're traveling, or whatever the reason is that you are apart and you want them to miss you, get on a call with them and play around with it. Have fun with it. You can do all of those other things that we talked about, but during the call. It's a great way to really ramp up the desire to see each other again. All right, and the number 7 way to make him miss you badly is to have some sort of a set date for when you will see each other again. Now, this is kind of interesting because if you are only away, like let's say you're in a long-term committed relationship and it's just a guy's day out or a girl's day out or even a weekend out, like that's clear, right? You know that you will see each other again when the day is over or the weekend is over or the evening or whatever. But let's just say that you live a little further apart and you don't actually live together and you don't see each other every single day. What can happen if you don't know when you're going to see the other person? It can, especially if the period of time gets too long, you can start to go, it's never going to happen, or I'm never going to see them, or you can kind of get complacent, or you kind of get used to just being by yourself and doing your own thing. What you want to do is you want to create that anticipation. You want to create that desire. So it's really good if you can say, hey, we're going to meet at, on this day, or let's set a date. Now, as a woman practicing feminine communication, you don't necessarily have to say, we're going to do it on this date, but you can say, I would really love it if you could, put it on the calendar and tell me when you're available to see me again. And then you can even say, I'm available on these days, right? So therefore, you're letting him know what your availability is, and you are prompting him to get serious and to set a date. Now that he's got a date on the calendar and he knows when he's going to see you, now you can build anticipation every day until that day actually comes. And the more you build that anticipation, the more he's going to want to see you. So there you go. Those are 7 ways to make him miss you badly. Play around with them. See which ones work for you. Mix and match a little bit. The idea here is you want to create desire. Desire to see you. Desire to be with you. That's what this is all about. It's not necessarily about, making him feel bad or pressuring him into anything. It's about creating desire. And if you can play with these and have fun with it, it will work. It will stoke his fire. It will create that desire, and he will be chomping at the bit to see you again. Next, please take our free feminine polarity quiz to get a loving, long-term, and committed relationship with a super high quality man. You can do that by going to polarityquiz.com and take the quiz today. That link is in the description. And lastly, if you'd like to hear more from me, you can follow me right here on YouTube at Kevin and Celine. That is my channel. You can also follow the Love Lab podcast right here on YouTube on my channel or on any major podcast platform. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you soon.